You're listening to Stories to Create with your host, Cornell Bunting. Author, motivational speaker, and founder of EHAS Each Episode. Cornell sits down with inspiring voices to uncover the stories that shape who we are and who we're becoming. Get ready to listen, learn, and be inspired. The show starts now.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at EHAS CLUB. I'm your host, Cornell Bunting. I am so excited right now because we have the very talented, of course, she's not in the studio with us, but, she always got a whole lot of stuff happening. And as you guys can see, she is in movement right now. She is driving, doing her thing. But we have the big bad Sunshyne P.
Well done.
How are you today?
Greetings, Cornell. I am doing absolutely wonderful. Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. Listen, it's a beautiful day. I'm in Florida, so the weather is good.
Yeah.
Everything is lovely. You can't beat a good weather where you got the water just staring at you, like tempting you to let's go swimming for a little bit.
Outstanding. Well, it's a little chilly here, but I'm loving it because we've had up to 100-degree weather at some point. So, yeah, and then of course, the heat index makes it hotter. So, yeah.
Okay. So,
but today is nice and cool, so I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. I like that. So on the show, Sunshyne, what we do with our guests, we have our guests take our listeners back. Back before Sunshyne P was created, when Sunshyne P was a little tot. You remember back in them time when you were like 5, 6, 7 years old?
Yes.
So we want to go back there for a little bit. We want to learn a little bit about the younger Sunshyne, your adventures, your path to where you are right now.
All right. Well, I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I was born to Trinidadian and Honduran parentage.
Nice.
From Jersey. I lived in Trinidad a few years in my beginning of primary school years.
Okay.
Back to Jersey. And then from Jersey, because my mother is a Trini and she loves hot weather.
Yeah.
Take the heat too tough. So she and I moved to California. Mom picked me up and moved back to Cali. So I lived in California for a little while. And then...
So hold on there, Sunshyne. So did you finish primary school in Trinidad?
No, I finished primary school in Jersey.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So after primary school, you went out to California?
So after primary school and part of, they call it, I guess, middle school or junior high school, I moved to California. So by the time I reached California, I was in the 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that like? What was that shift like?
Jeez and ages. Let's go back to the shift from living in Trinidad and going to Jersey.
Yeah.
With a Trini accent and getting all kind of fights and things because people didn't really understand me too tough, right?
Right.
So then I did my best to have my Jersey accent and spell the American Western way because everything I was spelling was the British way, and they kept telling me I was wrong. And then, of course, the studies that I was going through seemed, I guess, retroverted because, the Caribbean education system is a bit more advanced, right? So I had to learn the Western way of spelling and such. So going through that culture shock.
Wow.
People want to, but more. So when I was in Jersey, guys were fighting me, right? You know, when they say if a boy like a female, they kick him in the knee and all this foolishness. So I went through all of that.
Wow.
And then mom is like, nah, we move it. So we moved to Cali. Couldn't take those tough winters. Get to Cali now. So not only did I have a Jersey accent in Cali, I still had Trinidadian tendencies. So now it's this Trini Yankee living in California.
Wow.
And mom said, okay, because of my experience in public school in Jersey, she wanted to send me to a Christian school in California. So she sent me to an all Mexican Christian school in California first in Los Angeles. Actually, it was like Huntington Beach, California. So then I'm confused because my dad is Honduran. They speak Spanish. I grew up with my mom. So now I got an identity crisis. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to be at this point? Am I supposed to be, Mexican or Spanish? Or am I sticking to my Trini Jersey roots? I was so confused. Needless to say, living in Trinidad, I was exposed to of course, I grew up in a Christian household, so a lot of spiritual, the Anglican music, the real somber, churchy music. But then on the side of the road, you're hearing reggae, you hear calypso, you hear soca. So of course, I always sneak it on the side of the road to hear that music.
Yeah.
In Jersey, hip hop, lots of hip hop, because that's when cardboard and breakdancing and all that was out. So I was very intrigued by that. I'm very musical, very intrigued by that. Mom had me in piano at the time in Jersey, but then I think my music teacher was she was West Indian. I think she was Jamaican. I'm not sure, but that woman used to pop my hand. You remember those rulers that have the metal piece on the side? Yeah. I think I had pops because she would pop me on my fingers because I would watch her play. And I'm by ear. I'm musically by ear. So instead of me reading notes like I was supposed to and be obedient to the teaching, I was watching her fingers and listening, and I would play it verbatim, all recitals, everything. Oh, she tearing my fingers up. I had the creases in my fingers from the metal piece of the ruler.
Wow.
Getting licks for not playing by note instead of playing by ear, and following my gift. Mm-hmm. So that's in Jersey.
Yeah.
My Jamaican sister, Miss Lucille.
Yeah.
California. Now I'm on the West Coast. Totally different music. You got Dr. Dre, Snoop. Still had reggae, but the reggae wasn't roots and culture. It was more like your what were they playing back then? I think Mad Cobra. Who sings Flex? Time to Have Sex?
Cobra. Oh, Mad Cobra.
Yeah, Mad Cobra. They used to play that same.
Yeah, Flex.
Yeah, all of that. They had this. It seemed like in Cali they had this you know how they do a run of songs.
Right.
You get reggae again. But I had already gone to. Okay, I'm skipping all around. When I was in Jersey, my uncle used to take me to these parties in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They had the basement parties that have red light, yellow light, green light, everybody bubbling and this and that, right? So I knew real roots. That's my Uncle Wayne. Real roots reggae and all that. Used to sound and real Trini soca and thing, and people whining. I was intrigued by that too, right? So imagine this little girl being exposed to all these different types of music, all of these things influenced my voice. And then in order for us to really be settled in Cali, Mom was looking for a great church home.
Right.
And because of the people I went to school with, we moved from Los Angeles to a suburb in California called Fontana.
Mm-hmm.
And in Fontana, we found this, like, I think it was a Baptist church, I think. They played like the Baptists. I think they called themselves non-denominational, but it was like real, like, heavy music, like Fred Hammond, Commission, Take Six, Helen Baylor. All those people used to come to that church and sing.
Wow.
I sang on the choir. I sang on the choir there. So
you were done the choir.
I've sang on choir. From Cali, I joined the Army. I was in the Army Corps.
What?
Imagine all of that mixed into my my influence and my upbringing and my culture. And here you have Sunshyne P.
So you went into the Army.
Yeah.
How long did you stay in the Army?
So I did 3 years active, 3 years reserve, and it was like in between. So about 6 total.
Okay. Okay. So you now wanting to
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. I think I might have lost you there for a little bit.
Yeah. You said you now wanting to, and then I didn't hear the other part.
Okay, so you now got all that little bit of experience there. You didn't really care to do all that. So you wanted to go into music. Was that from just being around all those different people in the churches and stuff?
Music was an escape from a lot of tumultuous things and time. Having to adapt to different cultures and environments, I found myself writing poetry. I didn't know that I could write songs at this time, but I wrote poems and I listened to music. Music was a love language to me early. So even Mom said in my young years, she used to take me to her choir practice and they would give them notes and she would sing it wrong and I would come home and correct her. So like I've been influenced musically, auditorily, or audibly from like small.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Every young person carries a story of hope, of struggle, of dreams waiting to rise. But in too many underserved communities, those stories go unheard.
At ease, Inc. Everyone has a story. We believe every voice deserves a chance. Through mentorship, empowering programs, and storytelling workshops, we help youth discover their purpose, strengthen their mindset, and build a future they can be proud of.
From classrooms in Jamaica to communities across Southwest Florida,
EHAS is changing lives,
one story at a time.
but we can't do it alone. Join us, become a mentor, volunteer, donate, help us fuel the next generation of leaders, creators, and change makers.
Visit EHAS.org today, because when you help a young person share their story, you help them change their world.
Wow. I mean, who would you
That
say
was why.
inspired you back then? Like, you like, I want to do this.
I think seeing Lauryn Hill
What?
helped me find my space. Yes. Seeing Lauryn Hill helped me find my space. I was convinced once I saw Lauryn Hill perform on Apollo when she got booed, by the way, I could do music. Initially, when I would hear Luther Vandross's background singers, because I always could harmonize, and I remember I told you I do everything by ear. I would always harmonize. So when I would hear his background singers, I thought I wanted to be a background singer professionally. I thought that's what
a professional background singer.
Oh my gosh, I aspired to it. I aspired to that.
Wow. All because of Luther Vandross.
Because of Luther Vandross. There's Sinead O'Connor. Remember Sinead used to sing behind him, and others, like, they were powerhouses. Like, it was just phenomenal voices. I knew I could do that. Because I would sing along, and I'm like, I could. And then when I sang on choirs and I could harmonize very well and powerfully, I could do that.
Wow.
So, but then when I saw Lauryn Hill do it as a solo, and and then when she got with the Fugees, and I heard her infuse, hip hop and R&B and neo soul on top of reggae beats, I knew I could do it. I was like, I could sing on top of anything, and I have confidently. Yeah. Oh, with ease.
Wow. So, at what age would you say is the first time you hit the stage and you sang for a good 3 minutes?
Solo?
Yeah, solo.
In the Army chorus. So, I think I was 20.
20?
Yeah. Because I sang with choirs.
Right.
But when I really, like, when they put me up front and was like, that was with the Army chorus. In front of, like, brigadier generals and stadiums and festivals, like, that kind of stuff, in front of soldiers and such. Yeah. That's when I had to do it as a...
Wow.
Yeah, when I was stationed at Fort Benning. Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. So, when did you decide, you know what, I want to take this professional? How old were you?
In my adult years. First, it was going to be when I was in the Army. I was being recruited to be a part of a group. It was me and 2 other females. I forgot the name of the group, but at that time, we were to be introduced to Dallas Austin. And I don't know if you remember who Dallas Austin is, but I think he was started with TLC.
Oh, yeah.
There are 3, yeah. So there's a guy named Fletch. I think he was from the group Today, if I'm not mistaken. We were under this management company called The Best Management. I'm going way back now, so if you hear me hesitating, I'm really going in my Rolodex of memory. The Best Management. And he was going to take us on. He really, really liked us. But back then it was the bando, just cover your breast, have your stomach showing, and wear big baggy jeans and be sexy. Everything was be sexy, be sexy, be sexy. That's when Jade was out, Total was out, Janae, those type of groups. And then I had gotten married, and I got pregnant a month after marriage at the time. And I could not do all the traveling and all the be sexy stuff. So that was my very, very, very first time where I was really like, okay, yeah, we can do this. Like, I can do that. I can be a part of this group. But then that happened, of course. So then there was a break in time, and I did not pick that back up until I came to South Carolina, last duty station, and I was going through divorce or separation at the time. And someone had referred me to a loctician because I cut all my hair off when I was going through all that trauma.
Yeah.
And that loctician heard me. I'm telling you some real private stuff now, but I believe in power and transparency.
Yeah.
That loctician, his name is Terranio. I'll never forget him. That's my good friend. He would always play real good music. He loved singing, powerhouse voice. And so he played something and he heard me sing and he was like, whoa, I need to introduce you to one of my friends. And his friend, which I didn't know at the time, but Grammy nominee, her name is Blanche McAllister Dyke. He was like, I need my friend to hear you because they're forming a Christian jazz band. And I think that you'll be really, really great with them. Mm-hmm. He made the introduction. I was a part of the band and kept singing. And the more people kept hearing me sing, they're like, you really need to like do this. You need to like really be singing up front. Your voice is very powerful. And so I started writing again. And I realized I could put my poetry to music. So I started writing songs. I prayed about it. I wrote my first album. I wrote 13 songs in a very short span of time.
Wow.
And I recorded and released my first album in 2014. And of course, I was as an independent, so I was feeling my way through things. Had gotten a lot of feedback from that. And one of the things that was mentioned about it was that I could improve on production, because they said the way I sounded on the album and the way I sounded live was two different things. They needed my album and my music to really portray my range and the power in my voice.
Right.
And so, I took a while. I took a hiatus, and I started back. I went through some things in between. I learned a lot about my writing skills, improving my writing skills, my content. In that span of learning, there had been an evolution with social media and such. So the primitive ways and the ground, foundational ways of like getting your music out there, street teams and all this was transitioning into the social media era. So I really took my time to like do my research, had some hard knocks along the way, made some beautiful contacts, learned a lot on the business side of things with music. And so, and here we are. And during those times, reggae, I'm skipping around, but reggae was very uplifting for me. I'd always been a lover of reggae, but like consciousness and roots and listening to, different artists, your Queen Africa, always listen to Barry Hammond, your Bushu, just different artists. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a reggae album. And it's been going and then in the middle of me doing reggae, Afro beats, surfaces, even though they've always been there, but it's like, then I got invitations to be on Afrobeat rhythms and such. So then it evolved into that as well. So I've been doing music, and my music director has been infusing my voice into different genres of music. So it could be the same song chopped into different genres of music, and has worked beautifully. So it makes me global, world music, and it's adaptable to all genres. And so here I am, and this is what's coming out.
Wow, that is amazing. So the reggae album you're doing this year, is that how many songs are on that?
So we're looking at about 11 songs.
Okay.
We're still deciding. Initially, I was like, I want 7 solid songs. But we're still deciding which ones to choose. we're still deciding which ones to choose to be on it. So we're in between. Like I forward to Jamaica to do my final recording in September, and then we release. So yeah.
Wow. How emotional was that? How emotional was it to do some of them songs? Or did any of them got emotional?
Oh, absolutely. So emotional, but not in a negative light. It's been more like advocating, admonishing, some nostalgia, trying to incite love on all fronts. And even though really crazy things had been happening, like one of my songs on there is called Blessing. And it was written for my mom because I had contracted COVID at the time, and I was down for 3 weeks. And my mom waited on me hand and foot, and I just realized it was such a blessing because many people don't have their parents still, or their moms. And like, to me, life is such a blessing. You can't take it for granted. You can't take any aspect of it for granted. Like, and so I would say that would be one of my emotional songs. Like, life is just such a blessing, and I'm so grateful. Like, my attitude is gratitude on all fronts. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That is amazing. So, because you're working with a few producers, you have a manager now. All this beautiful stuff. Your manager is out of Jamaica, yes?
Team is out of Jamaica. My creative director is out of Jamaica. My manager is here with me in the U.S. But I have a nice, solid team. I have a team of producers. And I'm still independent, like but I'm supported very well.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That is now. When would you say you'll get an opportunity to go do some performances in Jamaica?
We're in talks about that, actually. I would have to check with my creative director, but we're already in talks about that. I guess at the top of the year we're gonna start getting into things. The big push right now is getting the EP released and doing submissions and such, and getting things in order, and then that will follow. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Now
I'll be performing in Ghana in October, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I might have to come out there and check you out in Ghana.
So I will be performing in front of delegates and such. I think it's a private event, but I'm super excited about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, how did you find Zion Rock music?
She found me. I didn't know about Zion Rock.
Oh yeah.
But I will say Raquel is the best PR, hands down. The best.
Yo.
The best. She's the best. Not only is she connected, but like when she really believes in you, she'll go very, very hard for you on all fronts. Whether you're a selector, whether you're a promoter, whether you're an artist, whatever it is, when she believes in you and she's connected to you, she will go hard for you on all fronts. She would.
I gotta give you a joke, about Raquel. When I first met Raquel, I talked to her, right? And she had the patois down so much, like it was beautiful. But the photo she had up, I thought she was the colored lady,
Oh, yeah. Me too, until I forwarded to Jamaica and met her. I was like, oh, she's the other one. Okay.
Yeah. And it's because you grew up in a certain culture and stuff. You don't see, you just see us, and so when you have someone around you that can speak the language, that you see different because everyone look at like, you know, Raquel type of peer as tourists that don't really know the language, you know?
Of course.
That,
Well, she's amazing.
yeah. So I gotta ask you, so what is the relationship like right now with your parents?
Oh, beautiful. It's beautiful. The relationship with me and my parents, or when you say with my parents, what are you saying?
Yeah, mom, dad.
So my biological parents were never like together like that. But I have a beautiful relationship with my mom and her husband, my stepdad, Popo, and I have a beautiful relationship with my father and my bonus mom, Mama D. Beautiful, all the way around. Everything's beautiful.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
I've been very intentional about that. I want to know all parts of me in a very peaceful, loving, wholesome way, so that when I speak through my music and then when I speak in life in general, it's just from a beautiful, wholesome, loving place. And that's me, Sunshine.
That's beautiful. So I gotta say, because I listen to some of your music, and maybe I could be wrong on this, but you sound like an artist that love hard. Do you?
I do.
Ooh.
I do, to a fault too, because I'm so passionate. Like, I'm take your heart out your chest and throw it in your face and mush it in your face. But I'm also on the flip side of that. In the event that I've thrown my heart out and my heart is crushed, it's vicious. It's
wow.
It's not good. So like, I'm learning, and I still say learning, even though, you know, I'm mature, of course, but I'm still learning that balance, that perfect balance, because I'm in the mode of life now where all things are spiritual.
Right.
Right. So it's beyond the carnal. It's beyond the carnal. It's beyond the physical. It's spiritual. So I love from a very spiritual, in-depth space.
Okay. So because in like, for a lot of people, they say like a lot of artists, when they come out with certain emotional songs, those become like some of their biggest hits. For you, going through, a challenge from a relationship or whatever, have you ever just say, you know what, let me put it all on paper?
Oh, God, absolutely. My first album was like that, but Where Is Love was triggered by that.
Okay.
Where's love? Where's love? That's why Where's Love is so like, I had time to sit down and think. I had to, in retrospect and introspection. Absolutely. Yeah, that came from a space of pain. Absolutely. Yeah, I had to dig deep for that one. Yeah. That's why it's going like, and it's still going and still going. And it's written with an infinite, I didn't write it for just that moment. I wrote it for infinity. I want people to always consider when you're in your responses, instead of being reactionary, of course, but as humans, we're reactionary to things when triggered. But like when you're responding, are you responding from a space of love? Are you responding out of love, or are you reacting out of pain, trigger, and emotion? Like, so before you do something that's very,
I like that.
And you can't undo it. Ask yourself, where is love?
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Acting out of love. Am I responding with love? And don't forget your seeds along the way, because they need that training too. Because it seems like this new generation, the biggest thing that they lack is love. And so it's like, reach back for your seeds and sow love. You got to sow love into your seed so that when that generation is coming forward, that they can pay love forward. And it's not all the pettiness and the games and the wickedness. And you understand what I say, lack of morality and such, that they remember to love first. If you lead with love, you respond differently.
That's awesome. Well, that is great. I really like that, man. You ever get a chance to go into some of these space where you have these young ladies that would love to meet, like, artists that just need to pour into? You ever get a chance to do that stuff?
I have. I've actually gone to, I've been invited to speak to students in different STEAM programs. And okay. I've spoken on the art side. I've spoken medically, of course. But my tagline is, I deal with all things matters of the heart. I deal with matters of the heart. So professionally, occupationally, musically, spiritually, emotionally, like all things, I'm matters of the heart. Yeah. So I do speak to them.
So you look like this type of guys would say goddess, but what is your favorite meal to cook?
Ooh, I have so many because I'm a
give me one.
Really excellent cook. So I love fish, mac and cheese, but it's like pasta with like a rigatoni, and I create my own vegan sauce, and then some bok choy, like.
Wow. Where'd you learn that one?
To include, I cook with mushrooms a lot. So like, I cook very gourmet. I could cook in restaurants, and I like to taste the food, and then they cook real well, and I know how to season. I go home and I make it better. So I just create things for myself, things that I would like to taste and experience. So I can create my own experiences, and they come rave reviews consistently. So yeah. Yeah.
This is good. This is good. I like your creativity in your different entities, between your music, all the writing that you do, and then even with family. How balanced are you right now?
I'm balanced. I have me and my children, and I have my parents. My children are young adults, so of course they have their own lives, but I'm balanced. I had to take some time for healing. When you're evolved, when you're elevating, you have to heal. It requires you to go back and kind of revisit some things so that you can, not necessarily like patchwork, but I would call it debridement and healing. So I've had to do a lot of healing, and I'm still doing some healing, but yeah, we're in a space of like healing for wholesomeness. I'll put it that way. And I'm in a musical family. Both of my children, they can sing and rap. My son is on Where's Love with me. My daughter is coming out on a remix of Blessings with me. So yeah.
Wow.
I would say healing, and yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So have you and the kids taken a trip down to Jamaica yet?
Me and my daughter, yeah, twice. My daughter went a couple of times with me. Yeah.
But your son didn't care to go?
In February. No, he didn't go. Every time it came up, he had something else going on. I would love to take him. They can't wait to meet him. But yeah, he still has stuff he's figuring. He had gotten in a work accident because he was working with a construction company, and so he's still like recovering from that. Like that's still an ongoing thing. But once things get settled, then yeah, he'll be able to go.
Wow. You've been to a lot of places in the world. What is the ideal place for you to go?
Huh. I want to go to, my mother made mention of this place. It's called Seychelles. It's in Africa.
Okay.
That's where I want to go. I don't want to go with a bunch of like politics and negativity and all this. I don't want to go in those negative spaces. I want to go in a space with serenity, and bliss and peace. And then if I have to go into spaces, which I am going to be visiting certain spaces because there's some philanthropy I want to do. When I go to those spaces, I'll be dealing with matters of the heart. I'll be doing some programs to create something's in the works. Put it that way.
Okay. Is that place in West Africa?
Seychelles?
Yeah.
I know it's somewhere in Africa. I don't know if it's West Africa, possibly. I think it's West Africa, but it's coast.
Possible.
It's coast. Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it is because it's on the coast.
Yeah, I've been to a few parts over there. So
but it's stunning. It is stunning.
Yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful.
So you embrace Trinidad and Tobago massively.
Of course.
That's
what raised me. I get Trini licks, eat Trini food, take Trini purge. How you mean? Get some Trini education. You understand? It's like that carrot blood runs so thick in my veins, in my arteries. It's like I'm Trini to the bone. You understand? However, there's more to me than that.
I got to tell you guys' accent is amazing. I love it.
Mine is, you can't even go by my accent because I'm so infused with other stuff. You understand? I'm like a good pillow, like a good cook up rice, a good jollof, a good paella. Like, it's so much to me. It's so much. It's so much. But you know what I mean? Like, unapologetically, of course. I embrace it all. I'm so excited about it.
You know, I've never asked anyone, what is, because in Jamaica their language is patois. Does Trinidad language have a name?
It's just English. They real sing songy and the things they say. You understand? But they speak English and they have some patois. I think every island is make up words and put it together and call it something. And you understand? Like, I don't mean it's a real word, but because everybody lives there, they understand exactly what's being said. Same like if I forward to Jamaica, and you put words together and create a word, and everybody know it as that word, or you say certain words, and it's like, well, it may mean something else in a different language, but to that culture, it's something totally different. Like, I made the mistake of calling somebody lean. Oh gosh, what did I do that for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, look at this, so lean. Straight up, you can't call me lean. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I said, oh, coming to Jamaica. You don't come to Jamaica, you're forward. All right, I'm forward into Jamaica. You know what I mean? Same with Trinidad. It's like everybody have this, their language, but it's Chinese is real singing songy when they say so. They're always singing something. That's all. I find it real singing songy. Like, come on, I have to see you.
I gotta say, and I want to say maybe this is early 2000s, 90s to 2000. What was it about Sparrow? All you guys talk about was Sparrow.
He's just this magical being. His energy is just out of this world. Your feet just levitate off the ground. How you mean? You ain't never listened to Sparrow?
Oh, yeah.
You listen to Sparrow, your foot stay on the ground, something wrong with you. And? Wouldn't you say? All right.
That is true.
It's self-explanatory. It's that energy. It's that energy. That's the equivalent of somebody saying, Bob Marley. Why is it always just Bob Marley? Everything's Bob Marley. The man got Bob Marley. That energy is undeniable. It will never die. It will never go away.
That's true.
Like he is the voice, the face, the roots and culture and consciousness. That is who he is. You understand? And so and it's not just Sparrow, it's the mighty.
Mighty. Mighty.
Mighty. All right? Mighty. It was real mighty.
I like that. Now, because you have some really cool pieces that you've written where you're telling a story in it and you bringing your emotions in it. Like this piece, I was listening the love piece. Beside your feelings on what's going on right now in the world, I mean, what is one thing you feel like we could fix that's easy, but we choose not to?
Love. Everything that we do, what people fail to realize is what God, or the Most High, however you choose to reference, gave us is free will. Everything is a choice. Every single thing is a choice. Not only is everything a choice, but everyone has a choice to make. So just because you feel a way doesn't mean that the recipient of how you feel, recipient, sorry, is the correct term. The recipient of your feelings is going to have the same perception or feeling that you have.
Right.
So then in turn, if it's not well received, or if you give out something and you don't get it back, they have a choice on how they choose to treat you. You have a choice on how you choose to respond. You have a choice on what you choose to involve yourself. You have a choice on what you choose to pursue. You have a choice on what you give your attention span to. You have a choice on what and who you choose to love. You have a choice on who you choose to give your power of your thoughts to. Everything's a choice.
Yeah.
I think we can choose different. We have the ability to choose not only differently, but choose wisely.
Yes.
The way that people were given to mental slavery and physical slavery is because they felt robbed of their choice.
Right.
They didn't remember that you got a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice to perform, or you have a choice to go your own way and do your thing. No matter if someone's trying to oppress you, extort you, exploit you, treat you away, you have a choice. I think we need to make better choices, make better decisions.
Yeah.
And choose things that come with reward as opposed to consequence.
Ooh, gems. I like that.
Choice.
Yes. Choice. I totally agree on that. And that's a big challenge right now, for a lot of people.
Because they're not mentally clear.
Yeah.
They're not mentally clear. Think about it. They're not mentally clear. They're not spiritually open.
Right.
They're not sound. So when you're like that and you're just floating in the wind and you're still trying to figure things out, it's easy to be distracted and for something to infiltrate and rob you of your choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get your take on this. Why do you think people don't like to own response? Like they don't want to own actions or own, even if it's something that they didn't do? Why you think they want to stay clear of responsibilities?
Fear.
One word. Wow. Fear.
False evidence appearing real.
Wow.
Fear.
I like that. False evidence appearing real.
Fear.
That is amazing. For young creative artists coming up, that have hear your work, inspired by your work, but feel like it's never going to be possible for them to get in a space like that, what would you encourage them? What would you say to them?
Create your own space.
Ooh, you got to tell them that again.
I create it.
You got to create your own space.
I remember hearing that God created trees and, the universe has all these things that have developed, but it wasn't chairs that came, it was trees. You got wood from the tree.
Right.
Someone created a chair. They saw a need and supplied the need. So you create a surface to sit on. Someone created tables to sit at. So because someone created a chair and a table, it provided a space. Create your own space. Create it. Just create it. You want to be in the space? Create your space. Create it. Don't wait for somebody to include you in their space. That's theirs.
Right.
And then you have social media. Beyond social media, in the event that satellites were to fall out of the sky and the internet is no longer, you got this right here.
Yep.
You got a brain. You got eyes to see. You got all your senses. And the ones that you lack, the senses that you lack, it heightens and increases the other senses that were gifted to you.
Yes.
Hence your Stevie Wonders. Your Ray Charles.
There you go.
Create it. Create your space. There's nothing hindering you. That's not even an excuse, honestly. And my biggest piece of wisdom to share for free, of course. Cater to those who will.
Wow.
Cater to those who will support you. Cater to those who will listen to what you have to say. Cater to those who will allow you to create and be yourself. Cater to those who will. And operate in truth.
Operate in truth. I feel like that is very hard for a lot of people.
Right. But then once they heal and learn themselves and learn who they truly are and accept who they are and forgive themselves for whatever mistakes they made, they truly heal and forgive themselves. I'll say it again. Truly heal and forgive yourself. Once you forgive yourself, you can forgive everything else around you. Then create your space and go get it. Don't let nothing hinder you.
That's beautiful. Wow. I couldn't have said it any better. That was beautiful. So for the listeners that want to be more engaged with Sunshyne P.
Yeah.
First of all, before we go there, because we're in the last leg of the show right now. Who came up with the name Sunshyne P?
So I had a friend that I was in high school with, and when he used to play basketball, and we were talking one day, and I smiled. And when I smiled, he was like, "Oh my gosh, it smiles like sunshine." And I kept it. It evolved for me since then because I have 2 children, young adults. My son is my sun. They're both forms of light for me. My son is my sun, right? And he illuminates things around me. His life is bright, He's still finding his way, but there's a lot of hot places, hot, intense spots in that. But it still brings energy. Right? My daughter is a shine. She helps me shine. She keeps me organized, things in order. She can see. She's very discerning. That's my sunshine. That's what creates me. That completes me.
Wow. So for individuals that want to engage with you and, you know, support you and all that beautiful stuff, what are the different handles? Where can they find you?
All right. You can find me on IG. You can find me on Threads. You can find me on X, because now it's X instead of Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. The spelling is the same. Sunshyne P, SUNSHYNP. On Instagram, I am Sunshyne P _official. I have 2 pages. And then Sunshyne P Sunshyne _P _official. There's 2 underscores on that one. But either one of those is fine. You can follow me. YouTube, I am Sunshyne P, SUNSHYNE, and then the letter P. Twitter, I am Book Sunshyne P, or X, whatever that is. Thread, same thing, Book Sunshyne P. Facebook, I am Sunshyne P Artiste, and my artist page is Sunshyne P. Spotify, Sunshyne P, my official verified page, Sunshyne P.
Wow.
So yeah, you can find me everywhere.
You are everywhere.
Everywhere. And if you want to book me, you can book sunshynep@gmail.com. That's the email. Book sunshynep@gmail.com. I would love for you to book me, reach out. My manager will get back. And you have my number, so of course we will talk. But,
yes.
Yeah, and I love doing collaborations. I write. I'm a songwriter and a singer. I speak. I'm a philanthropist. I also have a book. I'm an author of an anthology called Diamonds from the Rough. Give thanks. I have a nonprofit, but I'm reactivating it. Called Distinguished Diamonds. Let's see what else. And as I said, I am looking to do philanthropy. It will be in Africa. I'm looking to do, we'll see. But just keep in mind, I do all things matters of the heart. So there's some things in the works that will teach young people and kind of preserve life. So I'm excited about that.
That is amazing. You
follow me, please. You guys follow me. I need to get my subscribers up on YouTube. Please go on my YouTube page and follow. Sunshyne P is my YouTube page. My streams are up on Spotify. I'm very excited about that. But follow me everywhere. I want to keep, stay in touch. I believe in one air at a time. I don't believe in inflated numbers and you get the numbers just to look like, oh, you're so popular. I'm deeper than that. Like, I really want to touch lives when you get, love. I really want to touch lives when you experience anything from me. I want it to be love. And by no means perfect, but that's what I have to give. So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Give thanks.
Well, listeners, there you have it. She created a story. It was beautiful. I gotta say, I gotta say this in a synopsis real quick because I don't normally do it on the show, but who goes from Trinidad to Jersey to California and then just everywhere now? It's amazing.
God is amazing.
Sunshyne P, thank you for being on the show.
Give thanks for having me. It's an honor and a privilege. I hope to be back again.
In one of the next later seasons, we got to bring you in the studio. We got to bring you into space.
I would love to be there. I would love to be there. Absolutely. And big up Raquel, all of my producers, my creative director, Lloyd Lang, all of just my whole team, my kids, Almighty P, Monty, I just want to be Clive, my MD. big up my entire team. I'm very, 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 very grateful for everybody. And I'm big up yourself. I'm so grateful for you and your team as well.
Love you, girl.
Love you back.
Yes, we will talk soon.
Blessings.
And there you have it, guys. Until our next episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at EHAS CLUB. We out. Oh my goodness, you a rock star, girl.
You are too. Give that.
Thanks for tuning in and downloading this episode of Stories to Create. We appreciate you being part of this growing community of storytellers and listeners. If today's conversation inspired you, please share the show with friends, family, or anyone who could use a little motivation in their journey. A special thank you to our sponsors, EHAS Organization, Cornell Bunting LLC, and Nostril Cheese Chase for supporting the mission and making this podcast possible. To learn more about our work, upcoming projects, and how you can get involved, be sure to visit www.hissinggorge and www.cornellbunting.com. Until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and remember, your story has power.